Welcome to We Learn Virtual Learning Network. This is session number 2 of life skills and the topic is communication. The topics covered are introduction, procedure, speaking and listening skills, stages of listening, types of listening, barriers of listening, components of speaking, barriers, and characteristics of a good communicator. Now, let's see what is communication. Communication is a two-way process between the speaker as well as the listener. The speaker speaks or shares messages and the listener hears and listens the messages in a proper way. Or let's say the listener actively listens to what the speaker is saying. Communication is the activity of conveying information through the exchange of thoughts, messages, or information as by speech, visuals, signals, writing, or behavior. So all these things come in communication: writing, behavior, visual, as well as signals. So there is a proper process which is followed. The sender encodes the message. It means it makes the message understandable for the listener. It selects communication channel, transmits message. Communication channel is selected. Then it moves to receiver. Receiver listens. Receiver can be a listener or a reader. The receiver receives information, decodes. It means he or she clarifies or he or she comprehends what the information is about, perceives what seems to be intended. So interpretation of the message takes place that will be influenced by the receiver's feelings, emotions, values, attitudes, and past experiences. So whatever sender gives the information, along with the message will be the sender's feelings, emotions, values, attitudes, and past experiences. And when the receiver receives the information, his or her values, feelings, and emotions comes. Then at this point, whether communication has taken place or not is not known. Then comes again the role of the receiver. Receiver listens to or reads the message, decodes the information, identifies any section which is not understood. The section which is not understood, the feedback is provided by the receiver to the sender. If something is not clear or if something is not understood, provides feedback to sender by seeking clarification on points not fully understood. Then the receiver receives feedback, clarifies information, seeks feedback, that message is now comprehended. So, unless and until the feedback is not given to the sender would not come to know what was wrong or where the clarification was needed. Activity time. Here, one word is given and you have to make words out of that word. For example, the word is enthusiastically. You have to make at least 40 words out of this big word and check your vocabulary. It will be a fun exercise. Let's move to now speaking as well as listening. Listening skills. We speak a lot, but do we really listen properly? The stage 1 of listening skills is receiving. Stage 2, understanding the message which is given to us. Stage next again is remembering the message which is given, evaluating and then giving feedback. So first comes receiving, understanding of the message, remembering the message, evaluating how much it is correct, and then giving the feedback. There are various types of listening: informative listening, relationship listening, appreciative listening, critical listening, and discriminative listening. Informative listening, where a lot of information is given to you in the form of news channels or in the form of a person giving a lecture. Relationship listening, it means how well a relationship you form with the person or with the speaker. Appreciative listening, where you are appreciative of the person's looks, personality, as well as the behavior. Critical listening, where you are critically analyzing the person. Discriminative, where you are selecting which kind of information is best for you. Now, these are some of the barriers to listening. The quote, "She's too young, how can she be right?" There comes the prejudice. Listen to the speaker without any prejudice or without any bias that she is too young, how can she be right? No, we should not be having any prejudices or biases when we listen to the speaker. There are various barriers: physiological, physical barriers, attitudinal, as well as we sometimes have wrong assumptions. There are various components of speaking where vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, fluency forms a major part of speaking. The barriers which can be there, first can be lacking clarity on the part of the speaker, using stereotypical language, jumping to conclusions too fast, dysfunctional response. Dysfunctional response can be on the part of both, lacking confidence. When the communication does not occur properly, or when there is different language used on the part of the speaker which is not understood by the listener, misunderstanding, frustration and chaos occurs. So what skills and etiquettes do we have to have when we are communicating? There are various characteristics of a communicator. Part 1, that's listening or observing. Effective listening. Remember, effective listening also comes in effective communication. Build rapport through mirroring. Part 2 is responding. We have to use positive directions and take a complete view. How are our business writing skills? Remember, business writing comes with when you're writing letters, formal memos, formal letters in a business setup. Non-verbal communication. It is usually understood as a process of communication through sending and receiving wordless, mostly visual cues between people. It means we are not saying our body language. Through our body language, a lot of things are reflected. Now, what is body language? It is the communication of personal feelings, emotions, attitudes, thoughts through body movements, gestures, postures, facial expressions, walking styles, positions, and distance, either consciously or involuntarily. That is, it's not only your tongue with which you communicate, but also you speak with your body movements and gestures. Importance of body language. It shows the way you stand, whether you are attentive, whether you are serious, whether you are clear of your objective, straightforward, formal, or what kind of eye contact you have with the person. So eye contact is very important. Improving communication skills. How to improve? Know what communication really is. Have courage to say what you think. Make eye contact. Use gestures. Don't send mixed messages or confusing messages. Develop effective listening skills. Use the right words. Pronounce your words clearly. Slow your speech down. You have to have a correct pronunciation of your words, and you don't have to speak too fast. Your presentation skills matters a lot whenever you are speaking or communicating. Art of conversation says that we have to have a proper balance when we speak. Thank you. Happy learning, we learning.